Imagine boarding your flight, ticket scanned, luggage checked in, carry-on ready. You're at the gate, minutes from boarding, when an agent stops you cold. Sorry, your bag no longer qualifies. You look down. It's the same bag you've used for years. Same size, same weight. But something changed. The rules changed. And nobody told you. It's happening right now at airports across the country, and most passengers have absolutely no clue why their bags are getting flagged, their devices are getting confiscated, or their boarding passes are triggering extra checks. Welcome to 2026, where airline rules have quietly shifted, and travelers are paying the price in missed flights, unexpected fees, and gate-side confrontations. By the end of this video, you'll know every major rule change before it ruins your next trip. Because the worst place to learn new regulations is at 30,000 feet, or worse, stuck on the ground, watching your plane leave without you. Here's what happened. The Federal Aviation Administration and Transportation Security Administration rolled out multiple updates for 2026, all focused on tightening carry-on limits, cracking down on smart luggage, expanding passenger ID verification, and revising medical exemptions. The stated goal? Increase safety and streamline security. The reality? Chaos at checkpoints, confusion at check-in counters, and a flood of passengers getting blindsided by policies that weren't there last season. Airlines argue these changes prevent delays and improve the passenger experience. But ask anyone who's had their rollerboard rejected at the gate or their smart bag battery confiscated mid-trip, and you'll hear a different story. These aren't small tweaks. They're game changers that affect how you pack, what you bring, and even how you prove your identity before you fly. So what exactly changed? Let me give you the preview because this affects every type of traveler. First, new carry-on size enforcement. Airlines are tightening measurements, and those bag sizers at the gate aren't suggestions anymore. They're gatekeepers. If your bag doesn't fit, you're checking it, with fees, at the last minute. Second, smart bag battery rules. If your luggage has a built-in charger, GPS tracker, or electronic lock, there are now strict rules about battery removal and placement. Get it wrong, and your bag doesn't board, even if you're already through security. Third, digital ID scanning changes. More airports are rolling out biometric checks and mobile ID verification. Sounds futuristic, but if you don't understand how it works or your state ID isn't compatible, you're stuck in the manual line watching everyone else breeze through. Fourth, health and medication travel policies. Post-pandemic updates mean new documentation requirements for certain devices, temperature-controlled items, and even prescription quantities for international routes. Miss one form, and you could face confiscation or customs delays. And fifth, passenger compensation and flight delay rights. New federal guidelines mean airlines owe you more when things go wrong, but only if you know how to claim it. Most passengers leave money on the table because they don't understand the updated thresholds. Here's the emotional reality. If you travel even once in 2026, these updates could cost you hundreds in unexpected fees, force you to gate-check luggage you plan to carry on, or get your bag denied entirely because of a battery you didn't know you needed to remove. This isn't fear-mongering. This is what's happening right now at airports from LAX to JFK, and it's only going to get stricter as the year goes on. The good news? You're here. You're ahead of the curve. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through every single change, exactly what it means for you, and how to avoid the traps that are catching everyone else. Airlines are now strictly enforcing new size and weight limits, even for personal items. And here's what's catching people off guard. Gate agents are now using metal frames and weight scales at boarding, not just at check-in. That roller bag you've carried on for years? If it doesn't slide into that metal frame without force, you're checking it. Right there, at the gate. with fees that can run $50 to $75 each way. The enforcement varies dramatically between domestic and international carriers. U.S. domestic airlines are cracking down on the standard 9 by 14 by 22 inch limit, but budget carriers are even stricter. Some have reduced personal item dimensions to 8 by 13 by 18 inches. International carriers landing in the U.S. are following suit, and each airline interprets reasonable differently. One airline's acceptable carry-on is another airline's gate check situation. Here's your defense. Use a lightweight digital luggage scale at home before you leave. Never assume your bag passes. Weigh it fully packed. Measure the dimensions with a tape measure. And if you're even close to the limit, repack or plan to check it voluntarily. Voluntary check-in costs less than forced gate checking, and you avoid the public confrontation and boarding delay. Now let's talk smart luggage, because this is where the confusion gets dangerous. The 2026 update clarifies that some airlines now ban removable power banks unless they're fully detachable, meaning you can completely separate the battery from the bag without tools. If the battery is hardwired or requires disassembly of the bag's interior, it's not compliant. And here's the kicker. Different airlines have different definitions of removable. This is especially confusing for older travelers who bought smart luggage thinking it was travel-friendly. They arrive at check-in, and the agent says the bag can't fly, not as carry-on, not as checked luggage, unless the battery comes out. Some travelers have literally abandoned expensive luggage at the airport because they couldn't remove the battery in time. Quick fix. Always check for a visible external battery compartment on your smart bag and bring a small screwdriver in your checked luggage in case you need to remove it before boarding. Better yet, remove batteries at home and pack them separately in your carry-on. Lithium batteries are never allowed in checked bags anyway, so this protects you from confiscation and keeps your devices functional. Facial recognition and digital boarding passes are now mandatory at major U.S. airports. If you haven't experienced this yet, here's what it looks like. Instead of handing your ID to an agent, you step up to a screen. It scans your face, matches it to your passport or driver's license photo in the system. The system is fast, efficient, and it's causing major friction with travelers who either don't trust the technology or don't understand their rights. Some travelers refuse the face scan and get delayed, or, in rare cases, denied boarding entirely because they don't understand the opt-out process. Here's the emotional reality. Airlines and the TSA present this as mandatory, but you do have opt-out rights. You can request manual ID verification, but you need to ask clearly and calmly, and it may add time to your screening process. Pro tip: always keep your physical passport or real ID compliant driver's license accessible, even if you uploaded it to an app. Technology fails. Servers go down. Apps glitch. The passenger with a physical backup moves faster than the one frantically trying to reload their mobile boarding pass. Let me tie this back to medical travelers, because this matters. The 2026 clarification confirms that liquids for medical use are still exempt from the 3.4-ounce rule, but they must be declared separately at screening. This hasn't changed, but enforcement has tightened. Officers are now requiring passengers to verbally declare medical liquids before bags go through the X-ray. If you don't declare them, and they appear on the scan, you're getting extra screening. Cooling packs and battery-operated health devices now require clearer documentation. If you're traveling with a portable nebulizer, insulin pump, or TENS unit, expect questions. Some international destinations now require pre-approval letters from your doctor for battery-powered medical devices, especially if they look like consumer electronics on X-ray. Calm reassurance here. No, your medication isn't banned. Your insulin isn't banned. Your inhaler isn't banned. But it must be declared correctly, separated in a clear pouch, and presented with confidence. The traveler who knows the rules and declares proactively moves through security in 2 minutes. The traveler who hides everything and hopes for the best can spend 20 minutes in secondary screening. Airlines are also introducing new in-flight conduct guidelines. And this one's controversial. Several carriers now restrict standing or stretching near lavatories unless specifically authorized by cabin crew. They're calling it security. Most passengers call it overreach. The stated reason is to prevent crowding in high-traffic areas and reduce confrontations. But the practical effect is that passengers who need mobility breaks feel trapped in their seats. If you need to stretch your legs, walk the aisle, or stand for circulation on long flights, ask cabin crew beforehand. They're required to assist passengers with medical or mobility needs, and a simple heads-up at boarding usually solves the problem. Don't wait until mid-flight when tensions are high and crew are busy. Handle it early. Finally, let's talk about the money you're probably leaving on the table. The Department of Transportation's 2026 Passenger Bill of Rights update has created clearer refund and compensation policies. If your flight is delayed over 3 hours for reasons within the airline's control, mechanical issues, crew shortages, scheduling errors, you may now qualify for automatic compensation. Not vouchers, not future credits, actual money back. Most travelers don't even realize they're entitled to this. They accept the delay, take the apology, and move on. But the updated rules require airlines to proactively offer compensation in qualifying situations. The catch? You have to know what qualifies and how to claim it. Check your airline's app or the Department of Transportation website within 30 days of travel. Document everything. Delay notifications, gate changes, reason codes. This isn't about gaming the system. It's about claiming what's legally yours when airlines fail to deliver the service you paid for. Let's talk about the mistakes that are getting travelers caught every single day, because these are completely avoidable. First, don't overpack under the new carry-on limits. I know you want to avoid baggage fees, but if your bag is bulging, zippers straining, and you need to sit on it to close it, you're getting stopped at the gate. Airlines are measuring and weighing bags more aggressively than ever, and that overstuffed roller is a guaranteed gate check with fees attached. Pack smarter, not fuller. Don't use non-removable battery smart bags. If you can't detach the battery completely without tools or disassembling the interior lining, that bag is a liability. You might make it through one trip, but eventually an agent will catch it, and you'll either abandon the bag or miss your flight trying to fix it. Invest in luggage with fully removable batteries, or skip the smart features entirely. Don't assume your face scan is optional everywhere. Yes, you have opt-out rights, but some airports make the process so convoluted that you'll waste 15 minutes arguing with an agent who doesn't understand the policy. Know your rights, but also know when it's faster to just comply and move on. Save your energy for battles that matter. Don't hide medical liquids. Declare them. This is the #1 mistake I see from seniors and chronic condition travelers. They think if they bury their insulin or eye drops deep in the bag, no one will notice. Wrong. X-ray machines catch everything, and undeclared medical liquids trigger secondary screening every time. Declare them up front, separate them in a clear pouch, and you'll sail through in half the time. Now let's talk about what you should do to stay ahead. Download your airline's app if you haven't already. Airlines push rule updates, gate changes, and delay notifications through their apps first. If there's a last-minute policy shift or a weather delay affecting your flight, you'll know before the gate agents announce it. That 30-second head start can mean the difference between rebooking on the next flight out or waiting on standby for 6 hours. Subscribe to TSA's My TSA app for real-time screening alerts. It tells you current wait times at your departure airport, reminds you what's allowed in carry-ons, and flags any temporary rule changes for that specific day. It's free, it's accurate, and it eliminates the guessing game at security. Pack a digital luggage scale in your suitcase. Weigh your bags before you leave home, and again before your return flight. Souvenirs, dirty laundry, and travel purchases add up fast. and airlines are no longer lenient with weight limits. A $10 luggage scale can save you a $100 overweight fee at the airport. It's the easiest insurance policy you'll ever buy. Print boarding passes and carry paper backups. Yes, mobile boarding passes are convenient until your phone dies, the app crashes, or the airport Wi-Fi won't load your QR code. Always have a printed backup folded in your travel document folder. The passenger with paper never gets stuck at the gate scrambling to reload their phone while everyone boards around them. Now, if you're a senior or a frequent flyer, pay extra attention here because you're the demographic getting flagged most often. Many older travelers are being stopped for outdated IDs that aren't real ID compliant, unlabeled medications packed in generic pill organizers, and over-the-limit personal bags that used to be acceptable but no longer meet the tighter size restrictions. A few small changes today can save you from missed flights and unnecessary stress tomorrow. Check your driver's license or state ID right now. If your ID doesn't have a star in the upper right corner, it's not Real ID compliant. Starting in 2025, you will need either a compliant ID or a passport for domestic flights. Don't wait until you're at the airport to find out your ID doesn't work anymore. Handle this now. Label your medications clearly or keep original pharmacy bottles with you. If you use a pill organizer, that's fine. But bring at least one labeled bottle or a printed medication list from your doctor. The agents need to verify what they're looking at on the X-ray, and a labeled bottle speeds up that process by 90%. Measure your personal item bag at home. That tote bag or backpack you've carried on for years might now exceed the new personal item limits. Airlines are enforcing these dimensions strictly, and seniors are often surprised when their small bag gets flagged. Measure it. If it's close to the limit, downsize or switch to a bag you know will pass. Here's the final reminder, and I need you to hear this. Air travel in 2026 isn't getting easier, but it's getting smarter. The airlines are tightening enforcement. The technology is advancing faster than the average traveler can keep up, and the rules are shifting mid-year without major announcements. But the passengers who stay informed will move faster, safer, and cheaper. You'll breeze past the travelers arguing at the gate about bag dimensions. You'll skip the secondary screening line because you declared your medical items correctly. You'll claim compensation when flights are delayed while everyone else accepts the inconvenience and moves on. Knowledge is the only advantage that matters at the airport anymore. You can't charm your way past a metal bag sizer. You can't negotiate with a facial recognition scanner, but you can show up prepared, confident, and 2 steps ahead of the chaos around you. Share this video with anyone flying this year, especially family members or seniors who might not be tracking these updates. You could save them from the next airport nightmare. One shared video prevents 1 missed flight, 1 confiscated bag, or 1 3-hour delay at security. That's worth the click. If this helped you, drop a comment with your biggest travel concern for 2026. I read every single one, and your question might become the next video that helps thousands of travelers avoid the same mistake. And if you don't want to miss the next rule change that could derail your trip, subscribe now, because the worst time to learn about a new airline policy is when you're standing at the gate and it's too late to fix it.